Welcome to AmeriCorps, Getting Things Done in Hoosier Communities. This webinar provides brief information on how organizations can host or participate in an AmeriCorps program. My name is Carrie Craig. I am the National Service Program Manager with Prosperity, Indiana. AmeriCorps is a hands-on national service program. It is often referred to as the Domestic Peace Corps. AmeriCorps is federally funded and locally implemented. It is a way for communities and organizations to leverage local and federal resources. AmeriCorps is not just a grant or funding source. It is a program. Each year, more than 75,000 members join AmeriCorps nationally and tackle different issues in different ways. The AmeriCorps network, both state and national, is the broadest network of AmeriCorps programs. These groups recruit, train, and place AmeriCorps members to meet critical community needs in education, public safety, health, and the environment. For example, AmeriCorps members tutor and mentor disadvantaged youth, fight illiteracy, improve health services, help families build and or obtain safe and affordable housing, conserve the environment, weatherize homes for seniors, respond to natural disasters, and build organizational capacity. AmeriCorps is rooted in America's tradition of service. The Great Depression and World War II created the modern American ethos for national service. This ethos can be traced to a speech given by the late philosopher William James in 1906 titled The Moral Equivalent of War, in which he sounded a rallying cry for service in the interests of the individual and the nation. The Roosevelt administration established the Civilian Conservation Corps, an early forerunner of later national service programs, as part of the New Deal. In the 1960s, the Peace Corps and VISTA, Volunteers in Service to America, were founded, the latter as part of the Great Society and War on Poverty initiatives. VISTA originally included the National Teacher Corps, the Job Corps, and the University Year of Action. In 1988, social entrepreneurs Alan Kazi and Michael Brown formed City Year in Boston. City Year enlisted high school and college graduates to perform a year of community service and tutoring in K-12 schools. City Year became the model for AmeriCorps. In 1990, the Congress of the United States passed the National and Community Service Act, which sought to renew the ethic of civic responsibility and the spirit of community throughout the United States. 3 years later, the Congress established the Corporation for National and Community Service and created AmeriCorps, championed by then-President Bill Clinton. In 2009, AmeriCorps was further expanded under the Edward M. Kennedy Serve America Act. The Corporation for National and Community Service, or CNCS, is the federal agency responsible for managing the AmeriCorps program at the national level. Its mission is to improve lives, strengthen communities, and foster civic engagement through service and volunteering. It is the nation's largest grantmaker for service and volunteerism and thereby plays a vital role in strengthening the nonprofit sector and addressing the most critical community needs. Every year, millions of individuals of all ages and backgrounds help meet local needs through a wide array of service opportunities through the Corporation for National and Community Services core programs, AmeriCorps and Senior Corps. These programs and others, such as the Volunteer Generation Fund, support projects in 6 priority areas: disaster services, economic opportunity, education, environmental stewardship, healthy futures, and veterans and military families. In program year 2016-2017, the CNCS awarded $3.9 million to 20 projects across Indiana. This investment supported 651 AmeriCorps members serving at 208 sites such as United Ways, community action programs, community foundations, community and faith-based groups, state and local entities, and institutions of higher education. Since 1994, more than 16,000 Hoosiers have served more than 21 million hours and have qualified for Siegel AmeriCorps Education Awards totaling almost $50 million. In Indiana, programs are overseen by the Indiana Commission on Community Service and Volunteerism and managed by Serve Indiana, a division of the Indiana Department of Workforce Development. So who benefits from AmeriCorps? The short answer is we all do. Communities benefit from having better schools, safer streets, more affordable, safe housing, a cleaner environment, and more engaged citizens. Members acquire leadership and career skills, earn money for college, and learn how to be active citizens. Finally, organizations gain from having more reach and impact. A recent study indicated that 92% of sponsoring groups say members helped increase how many people they served to a large or moderate extent. AmeriCorps members are about meeting critical needs in communities all across Indiana. Members commit to a year of service by serving 3 months to 1 year. Part-time or full-time positions are available. An individual applying to become a member can select a program that fits his or her interests, availability, and geographic location. More importantly, some members receive a living allowance while earning money for school to pay off student loans and gain valuable leadership experience at the same time. AmeriCorps is about meeting the needs of our communities, building relationships and partnerships, strengthening civic engagement, developing member skills and experience, providing carefully planned, well-managed, and important projects, and getting things done. AmeriCorps is not about busy work, temporary solutions, or employee volunteer replacement or displacement. At least 80% of member service hours must be direct service. Up to 20% of member service hours may be in education, training, or other member development activities. 10% of member service hours, considered direct service, may be in fundraising activities directly related to the member's service, but not for program operational funds. AmeriCorps members and the volunteers they recruit, and coordinate may not engage in the specific prohibited activities described on the following slide. Individuals may, however, exercise their rights as private citizens and may participate in any of these activities on their own initiative or non-AmeriCorps time and using non-corporation funds. The AmeriCorps logo should never be worn privately while participating in these activities. AmeriCorps members receive a variety of benefits. Members receive an education award upon successful completion of their term of service. The education award can be used to pay education expenses or to repay qualified student loans. Some benefits, like a modest living allowance that covers basic expenses and a limited health benefit, are exclusive depending upon which type of slot, full-time, reduced full-time, part-time, etc., the member enrolls. AmeriCorps members receive extensive training and development opportunities provided by the sponsoring organization and service site. Finally, AmeriCorps alumni can connect to a network of over 500 employers from all sectors who value AmeriCorps experience. Indeed, a number of sponsoring organizations or host sites hire former members. Members must meet certain eligibility requirements to participate in the program. First, the member must be 17 years of age or older. Second, he or she must have a high school diploma or equivalency, or must work towards their GED. Finally, the member must be a United States citizen or permanent resident. AmeriCorps alumni remain civically engaged after service. Organizations and communities benefit from this engagement. Alums are more likely to stay informed about public issues, volunteer, donate to a cause, and participate in community organizations. A sponsor organization's AmeriCorps program may serve a single neighborhood, citywide, regionally, or statewide. Members may serve in teams, pairs, or individually. Members may serve through one organization, called a sponsor organization, or be placed with a service partner organization known as a service site. The program should be large enough to make a significant impact on the community. The sponsor organization or program has four primary responsibilities. First, it is the responsibility of the service site to create a positive experience for members. Keep the following questions in mind. How do I help members understand what is supposed to be done? What do I want members to achieve by the time their term of service ends? What additional training might members need that I cannot provide? How do I consider the needs of members throughout their term? At the beginning, in 6 months, when their enthusiasm dips, and at the end, when they leave? What can I do to inspire members to commit to a life of service? Potential sponsor organization applicants should identify a qualified staff person or persons who will administer the program and supervise the members. There is an expectation that a supervisor or supervisors will spend a considerable time managing members and the grant. The role of a supervisor includes, but is not limited to, the following: setting expectations and goals, coaching, evaluating, and communicating with members, training members to successfully deliver the impactful service the program provides to the community, and ensuring the member completes his or her required number of weekly service and training hours. The amount of supervision a member requires depends on the organization's program design, the type of service being provided, and the level of skill your members will have. Finally, it is also incumbent upon the supervisor to consistently report performance measurement data collected by members. This information is reported twice a year to Indiana's State Service Commission. The role of staff within the sponsor organization is vitally important to the success of the program. Together, the staff are responsible for employing strong fiscal and program management systems, monitoring financial management, program performance, and member activities, training and providing technical assistance to staff and members, ensuring the recruitment, orientation, and training of members, tracking and ensuring the accuracy of member hours and activities, tracking progress towards meeting approved performance measures, acting as a liaison between the State Service Commission and other components of the program. It is important that programs create strong policies and procedures, train staff, members, and sites, communicate roles and responsibilities, deal with issues early and in a fair, direct manner, document and involve HR in the organization as able. This slide outlines the ongoing responsibilities of AmeriCorps programs and/or site supervisors. Program impact is identifying problems that will change as a result of AmeriCorps members' service. As an organization, you will want to anticipate changes by the end of a 3-year grant cycle, measure and report on their impact annually, measure annual outputs and outcomes as a result of primary service activities. Think strategically and long-term. What is the proposed intervention, and what are the AmeriCorps members' roles? Is the intervention evidence-based? How will the proposed intervention lead to outcomes identified in a theory of change? And why is AmeriCorps the solution? If you are interested in starting an AmeriCorps program or partnering with another organization to host AmeriCorps members, it is important to learn as much as you can about the program and process. AmeriCorps programs must have successful recruitment and placement strategies, a clear structure for members to serve within, an integration of service learning principles, the provision of training and learning opportunities for both staff and members, ongoing support and supervision of members and service sites, leadership, teamwork, and diversity opportunities. If you're only looking for 2 to 4 members to join your organization, you may consider partnering with another organization, as there is a 10-member minimum for all AmeriCorps grants. Typically, the program year begins on September 1st and concludes on August 31st of the following year. You might consider applying for a planning grant to help your organization apply for an operating grant the following year. If your organization is interested in participating in the AmeriCorps program but doesn't want to become a sponsor, then consider collaborating with an organization that manages an AmeriCorps grant. Your organization can participate as a service site by hosting 1 or more AmeriCorps members. Prosperity Indiana, a statewide community and economic development association that works with communities and supports people and places in their quest to create, adapt, and prosper, offers the Indiana Assets and Opportunity Corps AmeriCorps Fellowship Program to local and or statewide nonprofit groups, state and local agencies, as a way to embed AmeriCorps members in Hoosier communities. Prosperity Indiana's AmeriCorps Fellowship Program generates emerging leaders to effectuate comprehensive community impact that enhances economic and social opportunity in communities and neighborhoods. In partnership with the Corporation for National and Community Service and Serve Indiana, Prosperity Indiana will award 16 AmeriCorps fellowships to qualifying organizations. Member fellows will be assigned to local nonprofit organizations or government agencies. Some member fellows will receive a living stipend or living allowance over a period of 10 months. At the conclusion of their term of service, each member fellow will earn an education award to be used towards paying existing student debt or to advance their educational goals. Additionally, member fellows will participate in an intensive personal and professional development seminars, workshops, and online trainings, as it is Prosperity Indiana's aim to retain talented, emerging leaders in the field of community economic development. Member fellows assigned to an organization may participate in 1 or more of the following activity areas: financial capability, capacity building, and or outcomes measurement. The service site determines both the activities and tasks that member fellows will engage in. Prosperity Indiana is responsible for all aspects of program management and oversight, including recruitment, human resources, grant reporting, and training. The service site is required to become a Prosperity Indiana member, pay a participation fee of either $5,000 or $2,500, depending on the position type selected, which is billed over 4 quarterly installments. There is also the obligation to sign an agreement and adhere to program regulations, policies, and procedures. If you believe your organization can benefit from the Indiana Assets and Opportunity Corps AmeriCorps Fellowship Program, then please contact Mr. Kerry W. Craig, National Service Program Manager, at craig@prosperityindiana.org or at 317-565-7751 to learn more. I would like to thank you for participating in today's webinar. We hope that this will spawn your interest in this exceptional resource for Hoosier communities. Thank you for listening.